Stop looking for free shit. Okay? I got 6 degrees. I'm a real doctor, not the fake ones on YouTube. You understand? Real credentials, real school psychologist. Stop looking for free shit from me.
For more than a
The sports world thrives on drama, but no one was ready for this. On September 15th, Molly Qerim, who for nearly a decade had been the steady presence on ESPN's First Take, vanished without a word on live television. No farewell montage, no tribute from the network, no long goodbye, just an Instagram post, short and carefully written. She thanked fans, expressed gratitude for the journey, and teased new beginnings. But what fans noticed immediately was not what she said. It was what she left out. Stephen A. Smith, her co-star for 9 years, the man she shared thousands of hours of live debates with, wasn't mentioned. That omission turned her goodbye into a coded message. Was this intentional shade? A silent protest? Or a sign of a deeper fallout? ESPN added fuel to the fire by issuing only a single-sentence press release. Molly Qerim has resigned. No thank you, no tribute. By evening, sports media wasn't talking about last night's NFL game, it was talking about Molly. And just like that, her resignation became a viral mystery. If ESPN thought they could slip Molly's exit under the radar, the internet proved them wrong. Within minutes, Twitter hashtags like Machirg Where Is Molly and Ichirg Justice for Molly were trending. TikTok creators made emotional edits of her best moments, set to dramatic music. Reddit threads exploded, filled with theories, some reasonable, others wild. Was it about money? Was it Stephen A.? Did she have a new project lined up, or had she been pushed out? Memes popped up everywhere. One showed Stephen A. holding a Buy Molly sign. Another joked that she was traded like an NBA player. Even celebrities chimed in. Athletes tweeted support, female journalists praised her courage, and rival networks quietly liked shady tweets. What was clear was this: Molly's departure wasn't just news. It was entertainment, gossip, and cultural conversation all rolled into one. The internet turned her resignation into an investigation, and everyone wanted answers. To fans, Molly was a polished TV star, but her journey was far from glamorous. Back in 2006, she wasn't sitting at a debate table. She was behind the cameras, working as a digital producer. She learned the industry from the ground up: editing, scripting, managing chaos off camera. Slowly, she earned opportunities in front of the lens. First, smaller roles, sideline reporting, fill-in anchor gigs, and weekend hosting. But her mix of sharp intelligence and approachable style got noticed. By 2015, ESPN tapped her for the First Take moderator role, one of the toughest jobs in sports TV. This wasn't a cushy gig. It meant daily live shows, balancing giant egos and navigating explosive debates. Yet Molly grew into it, making it look effortless. Fans didn't just respect her professionalism. They admired the grind that got her there. That's why her departure hit harder. It wasn't just a job lost. It was a role she had spent years building, suddenly abandoned. From day one on First Take, Molly redefined what it meant to be a moderator. Technically, her role was just to introduce topics, watch the clock, and keep debates moving. But in practice, she became the show's balancing act. When Stephen A. Smith turned his volume up to 11, Molly was the one who reeled him back. When Skip Bayless or Max Kellerman pushed too far, she redirected with precision. Her ability to stay calm in chaos became her trademark. She wasn't there to dominate debates, but she was essential to their flow. Over the years, fans began noticing how much the show leaned on her subtle leadership. Social media often credited Molly as the one who made First Take watchable. Without her, Stephen A.'s intensity could overwhelm, debates could drag, and conversations could spiral. She became the glue, the unsung hero. And now, with her gone, fans wondered, how could the show survive without the very person who kept it from collapsing into noise? But as the show thrived, so did whispers of inequality. Reports revealed shocking numbers. Stephen A. Smith was making close to $20 million a year, while Molly, who appeared every single day alongside him, was reportedly around $500,000. To some, it was business. Stephen A. was the face of ESPN, the network's biggest star. But to others, it was proof of how undervalued Molly had been all along. Fans pointed out that while Stephen A. delivered fire, Molly delivered balance, and both were needed. And then came the twist. Stephen A. wasn't just her co-star. He was executive producer of First Take. That gave him creative power, influence over contracts, and authority behind the scenes. Suddenly, people began asking, was Molly's quiet resignation really about money? Or was it about power dynamics that left her with no leverage? The pay gap wasn't just a number, it became a symbol of deeper cracks inside ESPN. Behind closed doors, negotiations dragged on for months. ESPN wanted Molly to stay. They pitched new deals, hinted at new opportunities. But sources say the offers didn't match her expectations. For years, Molly had played peacemaker on air, but off air, she was tired of being undervalued. Fans looking back started seeing the signs. The subtle eye rolls when Stephen A. spoke over her. The way she occasionally checked him, saying, "Don't be condescending." The laptop incident where she told him flat out to shut it. What seemed like playful banter now looked like tension boiling over. And then, overnight, it was done. Her last show aired with no hint of finality. The next day, she was gone. For fans, the abruptness only deepened the mystery. Something had broken, and Molly wasn't going to pretend otherwise. If anyone could clear the air, it was Stephen A. Smith. After all, he had shared the stage with Molly longer than anyone. Fans expected passion, emotion, or at least a heartfelt tribute. What they got instead was a sterile statement. She abruptly resigned. I'm sad about it. Delivered with no warmth, no fire. To many, it sounded like a press release, not a personal farewell. The backlash was immediate. Comment sections filled with fans calling him cold, even ungrateful. Others accused him of being complicit in her undervaluing. Old clips resurfaced everywhere. Molly checking him, their awkward silences, the subtle tension that now looked like foreshadowing. Whether fair or not, the internet reframed Stephen A. as a part of the reason Molly walked, and his silence on the matter only amplified the perception. By week's end, the internet was flooded with evidence. Compilation videos of Molly calling out Stephen A., edits of her looking frustrated on set, TikToks labeling her the woman who kept Stephen A. in check. YouTubers released hour-long breakdowns, connecting dots between salary rumors, power imbalances, and Molly's Instagram farewell. Podcasts debated whether ESPN was covering up a bigger story. Marcellus Wiley and other ex-ESPN voices piled on, suggesting Molly had been underpaid for years. The narrative was out of ESPN's hands. Every resurfaced clip became a receipt. Every awkward smile became a clue. Molly's silence and Stephen A.'s polished response only deepened the mystery, making fans feel like detectives solving a case. Molly's exit stopped being just an ESPN issue. It became a cultural talking point. Female anchors across sports media shared stories of being undervalued. Fans debated the role of women in male-dominated sports coverage. Even comedians and late-night hosts cracked jokes about the mystery of Molly's disappearance. Rival shows took shots at ESPN, mocking their inability to keep one of their most respected anchors happy. The absence of an official tribute only made ESPN look worse. What was supposed to be a quiet exit turned into a spotlight on the network's values, or lack thereof. And at the center of it all was Molly, a woman who said less than 50 words on Instagram, but whose silence had become the loudest voice in sports media. As the dust settles, one truth remains. Molly Qerim's exit is bigger than just one career move. It's about power, loyalty, and respect in billion-dollar sports television. Was her departure a choice, or the only move left in a rigged system? Did Stephen A. betray her by staying silent, or was he trapped by his own role as both star and producer? And what happens to First Take now? Without Molly, the debates may get louder, but will they still have balance? ESPN has moved on, booking new moderators and rotating personalities, but fans know something fundamental is missing. Molly didn't just leave a chair behind, she left a legacy and a set of questions ESPN may never want to answer. Her silence, her missing farewell, and her decision to walk away expose the cracks in the foundation. And if history tells us anything, those cracks don't stay hidden for long.